government program that focuses on the HR aspect of different industry sectors. One of the biggest challenges we have is in making the case for small and medium business about strategic HR management. Many companies that size don't even have a human resource professional on staff, and it's not an area of core competence. So I was wondering, A, whether the government has any planned programs to promote that, or whether Gabriel and Rick have best practices to share, because that's where the provinces and the country's growth is going to come from, is from those companies. And if they're not looking at talent management, we're sort of crippled for growth.
Well, Rick and I always love the small, medium-sized business questions, but Minister and Angela, would you like to take that?
Yeah, let me, I used to be the Minister for Small Business and Entrepreneurship in this province. I mean, there's no doubt what you said. I think the most of the growth comes from the small and medium-sized businesses, and we want to make sure that they are successful. So the government has several programs on which we assist the small and medium-sized businesses with their different needs. But we don't have any specific program to assist with the hiring practices. But, with my experience having been gone around throughout the province and met a lot of small business and medium-sized businesses, I think they are very good in hiring and retaining their employees. And they are very flexible, in fact, as well, how they do it. When people at the small and medium-sized businesses look at employees, I mean, it's not just hiring employees, it's an investment they are making in their future. They want to make sure that they are successful. And when we were saying, where do you find the people? Everywhere. Wherever you can find it, through your key employees, give them the opportunity to bring another employee like them, go to the university, go to the colleges. I will say another really good is when the new immigrants come in with very high qualifications, they go for the training at different institutions. Go and approach them and say, you're looking for this kind of person, and you will be able to attract very, very good people. At the Ontario Public Service alone, through this program that we have for the new immigrants, we bring in them for a short while to give them some experiences. I think 80% of those people end up working for the Ontario Public Service. So there's a lot of opportunities out there to hire the right people. You just have to look around.
Okay, thank you. And we'll go to Angela, Gabriel, and then Rick on that question.
Well, I get your point, though, just in terms of making people understand the importance of it. You have to give your investment in human capital the same attention as you would any other capital. And in fact, none of your other objectives can be achieved if you don't have the right people who can deliver. So, I mean, it's just to reinforce to people that this is a part of your business that cannot be ignored in any shape or form. It is, in fact, a driver of what will make your business successful or not.
I'm more concerned with medium-sized businesses are going through significant growth than I am on that front with smaller organizations. Because in smaller organizations, the entrepreneur is usually still there, and entrepreneurs really understand what their core purpose is. They really get the concept of the brand, even though they're not necessarily calling this a brand experience, but they know why they're in business. And they're usually strong leaders internally. Those that are successful, they're really strong leaders when it comes to their HR resources. It's more when companies are making a shift from this entrepreneurial type of organization to a medium size where the entrepreneur often will step out and a new management team will take over. That's really the area where I feel there's the biggest threat if we don't have a strong employer experience to provide to our organization. And then it becomes more focus on the product, more focus on a lot of things, and not enough focus on the people who will actually bring the promise to life.
Yeah. I see a huge gap in terms of where companies could be if they were willing to invest or knowledgeable about investing more in the HR function and the professionalism and the tools that they have. But I think there's an information gap we have to overcome, which is people don't understand. I think a lot of employers, some very sophisticated ones, think of HR as sort of an overhead cost, as opposed to what it should be, which is a strategic part of the company. And maybe, we on the radio and on TV, we see commercials for hiring a CA or a CGA. Maybe we need to see the HR profession get out there and tell their story better. And again, we have wonderful social media tools that let us do this to targeted markets at much less expense than just buying TV ads, for instance, where we can get the message out more to entrepreneurs. And maybe there's some of the schools, universities can help too, in terms of letting businesses know what the capabilities are of the really successful professional HR people and letting them know how they can help them. Because entrepreneurs and even a lot of larger businesses that aren't entrepreneur-run, they're very bottom-line focused. They're wary of taking on any more fixed costs than they have to. And so their answer is always going to be no until you